So we're going to go ahead, like I said, and get started right now. So this is the book I wrote back in 2021 with the intentions of helping people succeed and carry momentum through any downturn. I even reference in the book that if you do everything in the book, you're not going to ever have a slowdown because you're going to put the work in, and you're not going to say, well, I have no business, what do I do now? And here we are in 2023, and a lot of people are in that position where there has been a slowdown. There is very limited business, and not many people know what's coming next. I hope everybody takes something valuable away from today's presentation. What I first want to do is, tell everyone that the real estate market needs inventory ASAP. And if you're in real estate or lending or whatever you do, you'll know that there are very few homes for sale. So, if you want to make money, you got to create inventory, right? We need that sooner rather than later. I came up with the top 10 strategies to cook up for inventory for 2023, which I'll detail in this presentation, and that they all can be found in my book that I wrote, along with 47 other creative ways to establish your brand to get business. As I said earlier, if you guys follow me on Facebook, there's a little bit of an outroar going on right now against me because I commented on something EXP just announced. Like usual, people defend themselves out of fear, and like it's not an attack. I was the same person that 4 years ago told everyone and their mother to buy EXP stock when it was $2 or $3 a share. I was told I was stupid, it would never work, it's a fad, this and that. And I think at one point the stock was up like 60 to 70 times where I told people to buy it from. And like I was getting text messages, thank yous and whatnot. So understand, I'm not really against, I'm not pro or con anything. I kind of just look at things from a business perspective. And I also think being able to remove myself emotionally from any situation kind of allows me to give the right advice. So if you look at the reviews of the people that I had that mean the world to me on here, which are featured on the back of the book, this kind of sums up not only who I am as a person, but what I've done in my career. And there's some people on here that are very highly accomplished in different avenues of life. So feel free to read those, connect with them, contact them. I think each one of them was also on my podcast, maybe with the exception of one or two, but really great people. And look, recommendations from great people, there's no other better source of business than that. If somebody gives you a compliment and they're very well respected, there's something to be said about that. But before we get started, I wanted to kind of get us in this forward momentum to get you guys all in agreement. So, and you guys can feel free to answer this, verbally, take yourself off mute if you'd like. If not, stay seated. But, can we agree that interest rates being between 2% and 3.25% was not normal? Does anybody disagree with that? Or is everyone pretty much on the same page that that was not a normal market? Okay, good. You guys are active and live today. Glad there's a pulse out there.
I agree.
Can we also agree that buyers made emotional decisions that guarantee wins of bids for crazy bidding wars? I think we could all agree on that, right? Awesome. So the market was so hot that anyone could do a mortgage, anyone could show a buyer a home or sell a property for likely over ask. Can we also agree that it didn't really take much skill to accomplish any of or all of those tasks?
Agreed.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Josh, for your participation today. Highly recommended.
Yes.
All right. So great. Glad we can all agree on that. Those are facts. Now, can we also agree that just because something worked in the past doesn't always mean that it will work in real time or current market conditions? I think we could all agree on that. Great. We're on the same page, right? So, I'm very critical of feedback. And again, I take all feedback with a grain of salt. I also look at where it comes from and whatnot. So Marty Diane, I can't confirm whether Marty Diane is one person or two people. I can't confirm if it's a he and a she. I can't confirm if it's a husband that made a wife account or a wife that made a husband's account. What I can tell you is it made me laugh when I saw this review. And again, it could even just be someone that doesn't like me that made up a Marty Diane comment, right? Maybe from like Back to the Future. But not of great help. I already tried most of what is recommended. Save your money, right? Okay, that's awesome. That's great, right? What I can tell you is I put this video on here, which I'm going to play. I could tell you that I've personally made millions of dollars focused on the small things, which lead to large things. And all those small things that cost limited dollars are all featured in this book, right? So maybe I just got lucky, right? But I can tell you that people that I coach, people that I train, people that I speak to, actually executing and being patient and consistently doing what I recommend, you will see the results, right? So I encourage anybody to find or locate this Marty Diane. I'll even coach or train them for a year for free, and even go out wherever they're located and do all 57 tasks in the book on my dime to show Marty Diane that they actually work, and they're probably either doing it wrong or full of shit, right? So I'm going to play this quick video for you. It's going to be a minute and so, minute and a half long. Just let me know if you guys can hear it. That way I'm not watching a video that's not speaking properly. And I'll send you guys this whole link out as well. Josh, if you could just let me know if you could hear it once I start playing it, that would be great.
I cannot hear it.
Can you hear it?
No, I cannot.
You can't hear it? Do we know how to get it to hear to play? Josh, any idea on that? How to get it to play?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've seen this problem on other Zoom calls with videos that you're trying to play through your computer.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'll send it out everybody in person, but basically the long and short of it is, which I summarize on the next page, right? The next page basically says exactly what he says in that minute 15 seconds, which is like, process is respect, right? And if it happens fast, it will not last. He references us being in what he calls a microwave society today, where, you know, rather than cooking a proper meal on the stove, right, for 30 minutes, we want to put that same meal in a microwave and cook it in 30 seconds and expect better results than doing it like the long and hard way. So where we're at in the market right now, if you have no deals, whatever you've been doing for the past 2 or 3 months clearly hasn't worked, and maybe you even haven't worked, right? Which means that you haven't respected or trusted the process, and now you're scrambling to expect, now you're back working for a day or two or a week or 2 weeks, and you're expecting fast results, which we all know that yeah, we might be great at closing deals. I'll close your deal in 3 days or in 9 days if you want. Like, the likeliness of closing a transaction, getting a paycheck if you start today is not likely going to happen. It might happen the end of this month, most likely going to happen 30 days, 60 days, 90 days out, right? Especially with the amount of competition and desperation in the market. So I highly encourage everybody to watch that video when I do send the presentation out to everybody. But keep in mind, like, don't focus on the fast buck. Focus on something that's going to last. So in the book, I came up with the top 10, what I believe, ways in order to get listings in the next 30 days. And I'll hold everybody to this. I 100% guarantee this stuff works. Again, I've personally done it myself. If anyone that you know is on my team for mortgages, I've actually this whole month spent this month grounded and pounding and doing exactly what I preach in the book, and the team will tell you the results that we've had from it, right? So while I'm not a realtor, I've never been a realtor, the stuff actually works. So number 10, which we're going to start off with on page 18 of the book, if you don't have the book, happy to send you guys one out, is called the FIRECRACKER. The estimated cost is about $8 to $20, or, you know, if you bake, you could even bake something and execute this. But what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get cupcakes made or bought. You know, you need a list of local fire departments and your business card. And the directions in the book say to bring the cupcakes and treats into the local fire department. Oftentimes, when a house catches on fire, people look to collect on insurance money and then sell the house or rebuild the house, right? This could potentially turn into a listing opportunity to either sell the house or rent the house, or sell the house and help them find a new house, which will get you 2 deals in 1, right? This is a great way to put your name out there. Firefighters in particular are very active real estate investors and most own property. So like, what's a better way of forming a relationship with your local fire department? So when a house catches on fire, they text or call you first and connect you directly with the homeowner. Unfortunately, like, fire departments are always busy because something always catches on fire, right? And again, most local well-established communities know everyone in their fire department, right? So not only are they a good source of business for listings, they also can plug you into the person whose home just caught on fire. The next one is page 21. I don't see anybody doing this, so I can tell you that if you say you do this, I must not shop at the same grocery store, which is likely because you guys are all throughout the country. I call it they bag, you tag, and this is free, unless you want to buy some stuff in order to, really additionally market or promote your brand. But you need your social media accounts. You need to go and have obviously your logo and hashtag, and you need to use your brain and be clever. But again, this is a free way to get out there. So the whole concept is to shop local and always let the local businesses know what you do. Bring them opportunities to co-brand on your social media or tag them in your post to cross market, right? Like make yourself a walking billboard. Like I have my Re-Verify shirt on right now. I have 15 of these. I bought 150 of them. I kept 15 for myself so I could wear them every day and not have to worry about wearing the same shirt. That's dirty, right? But what you don't understand is, or what most people don't understand is, when you go fill up your gas tank, someone owns that gas station. The gas attendant probably, and depending on where you are, if they pump gas, are more often than not related to the owner of the gas station, uncle, brother, father, sister, cousin, right? So the same people go to the same gas station. The grocery store, when you go to the grocery store, I never met someone that shops in a grocery store outside of usually their hometown or the surrounding town that they live in, right? Let the people know, put your sign on the cart of the shopping cart, right? These are all ways that you can still do your everyday activities. And when you do these activities, tag the local businesses along yourself, have them reshare it. Now you become a well-known name and brand in the local community. And again, if you're shopping in your local community, the majority of the people live in the local community, which means the majority of people are going to be looking to sell with somebody in their local community.
Hey Jeff, real quick, can you
Yeah.
share your personal story with your laundromat that's on your street?
Yeah, good. I mean, I get my laundry done frequently, especially having a 4-year-old. And, I kept going into the same place. I either looked like I just got out of, a softball game, or I had a suit and tie on. And finally the lady was like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm in real estate financing. She's like, I'm looking to buy another laundromat and buy the building, right? So just from me going into the store, shame on me for not telling her what I did, because I was always in and out. I was walking in and out of an established business every day, every week for years. And again, shame on me for not ever saying, hey, if you're ever looking to expand your business, let me help finance that. Let's do an SBA loan, right? Shame on me, because I was always looking to get in and get out, or get in and get clean clothes. So I probably had no clean clothes at home, right? I think we've all been in that position before. But if you don't do it and you don't tell people and it's a secret, how do you expect business to come in? So if you're supporting someone's business, especially small business, require them given the opportunity to support your small business, because you are a small business, right?
Yeah, and I think a point there too is, without you even knowing it, you were a walking billboard, right? Just by being yourself and going in there every single, however often you went in there. So I just think that's a great point. I know you said be your own walking billboard. You can be your own walking billboard without even knowing it, but you got to be ready for that opportunity to talk to the person, let them know what you do, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think so many times we get into our tunnel vision that we forget some of the easiest low-hanging fruit business, the easiest low-hanging fruit business around us, we often neglect, right? But go on page 24, and again, I've used this with flag football. I did this with softball. Now, it's partly me being at the park with my son, meeting other parents. Once you're a parent, you kind of have extra compassion for other parents, right? You have that knowing head shake, yeah, okay, I know you're struggling, I'm struggling being a parent as well, because that's just what parenting is, right, in most cases. But if you like dance, go join a dance studio. If you played softball, get back into softball. If you like to read a book, join a book club, right? Your hobby should generate you a lot of money, because if you have the same hobby as somebody, that means you have something in common and you need to support one another, right? So if I play softball and I am a lender, and a realtor plays softball, and we're both good and we both respect each other because we're teammates, I want to help that realtor sell and buy more properties. If they like me and I'm a good teammate and they like playing with me, they probably want to support my business, right? So getting back to what you're passionate about, truly passionate about, whether it's collecting Barbies or horseback riding or whatever that looks like find more people that like the same hobby as you, and I guarantee you, like, they'll respect you, love you, like you, and give you business. The next one is numbers and cents. And again, very few people do this as well because I talk to plenty of accountants on a weekly basis. This is free unless you maybe want to buy the accountant lunch. Find a reputable accountant and you need business cards. That's all you got to do. Contact your accountant and ask them to refer you to every single person that has a Schedule E on their tax returns, right? If they have tax issues, if they're going through a divorce, if they're tired of being a landlord, like an accountant looks at tax returns, especially this time of year, they see who owns properties. Oftentimes people depreciate investment in commercial real estate over, I think, 20 or 25 years, where it's essentially worth nothing, which then they have to sell. So you could then call 1031 Rob, who's on this call, or say, hey, okay, you're looking to sell this property because you've maxed out the tax benefit from it. You're not very opportunistic or bullish on office space moving forward. Let's see what we could sell this building for as office space, or let's see how we can position this office building to convert it to residential apartments. And let me bring a developer by, or let me work with an architect, right? Like, when I say these things are so stupid simple, people forget to do this because they'd rather like try and hit the moon when really like the money is like really within your reach. And you don't even have to stand up, right? So like call your accountant first, ask if they're willing to do business together and refer you people that have properties on their Schedule E. Very simple. This is one of my favorite. I've always done this early on. I'm actually speaking at a school on Friday. They don't have folders, or else I'd give them folders. I just go and speak every semester that they have. I call it the folder scholar. This concept is basically sponsoring folders for the school that either your kid's in, or that's in your hometown, or in a local town, maybe where your company is, and like buy all the kids folders, like put your information on it. Like, hey, are you looking to, sell your home? You're looking to upgrade? Are you looking to downsize? Or are you looking to buy a home? Like, you should be in every school, because in order to be in the local school, you have to live in the local town. Well, the number one way to get into someone's home is by getting their kid a folder, because that kid has to put that folder in their backpack and then bring the folder home to do homework. And the first thing the parent's going to see is the front of the folder. Oh, this is so nice. Sean Castle from KW Philly. Wow. Sean, you know what? Honey, we should really look to sell our property. I know homes are up right now. We really need a bigger home. Like, that's as easy as it gets, right? Like, it might cost you a couple $100, but you just got into your local community, and now you're inside everyone's household without a listing presentation telling them to sell. You bought their kid a folder, and now you're helping support the bigger cause. So this is like super low hanging fruit, regardless of the business you're in. Like, this stuff works, right? 29, again, like, you got to look for why people are going to move. So I call this HQ and U. It means headquarters and you. And again, this might cost about $100 or so, but you need to get a list of local businesses and bring them branded content of what your services are. Also, specifically, find local corporate headquarters, whether it's Johnson & Johnson, PayPal, Enterprise, Avis, Tesla, wherever there are big corporate vitamin shop, whatever is local to you that, people relocate, right? All throughout the country. It happens all the time. They go from California to New York, New York to Texas, Texas to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania to Florida, right? There's a natural like flow of migration. And every time a corporate headquarters relocates, those people have to move, right? So when they have to move, they have to not only sell their current home, they usually look to buy a new home in their new market. So like, really get with relocation specialists. And most big corporations have a minimum of 1,000 employees or more in some cases that move on an annual basis. So you want to be that preferred service provider that when and if that relocation happens, you're at the front of the market and the front of mind. Pizza. I kind of took this from Ninja Turtles, but I also do love pizza. Gabe, I know you love pizza too. I'm probably eating pizza. That's why you're on mute and your camera's off right now. But like, this is as stupid simple as it is. Go to your favorite local pizza place. Like, ask them if you can like maybe buy the pizza boxes for them to offset some costs. And every time they send out a pizza, whether it's pickup or delivery, like staple your business card to that pizza box, right? or even say, hey, are you looking to get educated on the local real estate market? Let's grab a slice, call me, let's have a meeting to grab a piece of pizza together. You're clearly enjoying the same pizza from the same place. Like, why not offer to buy them a $4 or $5 or even $2 slice? And then that way, like, nobody from Philadelphia is ordering pizza from Jersey City Pizzeria, right? If you're ordering pizza from Jersey City, you probably live in or around the Jersey City area. If you're in Miami, Florida, like, no one from Tennessee is ordering pizza there. So people that are supporting that local pizzeria probably go back there a couple times a year. And if you go there a couple times a year, you might even run into somebody that sees your name, face, flyer. So like, get into the pizza place. This time of year, people are ordering pizza probably more often than not. Political pop-ups, I think this one's pretty creative too. So my next forecast of sellers are going to be the older baby boomers, or the generations even after them. I don't even know what that generation is. The really old people, I guess we can call them dinosaurs if we can, if that's even politically correct, but you guys know I'm not. Like, you guys can talk to the mayor about initiating a home selling seminar for the uneducated older population to help them get top dollar. A lot of people don't estate plan properly, and then the state winds up taking someone's home for Medicare, Medicaid purposes because they're going into nursing homes. So educating the generation below the dinosaurs and even the baby boomers on when the right time is to sell, even sell to a family member, to prevent the government from taking your equity and assets, is like the number one thing I can't stress enough right now. I can't tell you how many times people call me where their great aunt or their grandmother or even parents, like, hey, my dad got sick, he's in the nursing home, Medicare, Medicaid, they took his property, it had $800,000 of equity in it. I'm like, man, I wish we put it in a trust 5 years ago. Oh, we didn't think it was going to happen. Well, you know what? It's going to happen, right? So planning ahead and educating the market on this, like, get in front of the 65 and up community, because the 65 and up community every day gets closer to having to sell. So if you could be that person, educate them, help them, and protect their assets, you're going to be a hero and you're going to get that listing in return. Money in the mailman, again, this is another creative one. Everyone should love their mail person, depending on where you are. You need to educate what foreclosure paperwork looks like and what stockpile mail looks like for absentee owners. And like, throw your mailman, it literally says free unless you want to buy stuff for the mail person, but like, throw them a $20 bill or $100 bill and say, like, look, if you deliver mail to someone and you see the mailbox is overflowing, give me that address. That means that they're not getting the mail. Maybe they died. Maybe they moved. Maybe it's a distressed asset. Like, your mail person should be one of your largest lead sources. If someone just moves into the neighborhood and moves into a rental building, be like, hey, you mind dropping my business card in everyone's mailbox? Like, little things like that. Because, like, why not? The mail person usually also knows people because they've been on the same route for so many years. It's very low-hanging fruit to target them. 48, again, this is what I also consider to be low-hanging fruit. You might have no business right now. Literally take your phone every time a new property pops up in your market, drive there and like, give your analysis of that listing. Hey, this is Jeff from Remax, and this new property's popped up here on Prospect Street. It's a brand new condo. It's asking $1 million. If you know anyone looking to sell, contact me because I'll get you the most recent comps. If you go and do that every single time a new listing hits your market that you want to get business in, people are going to know you as the expert. They don't care if it's your listing. They don't care how many deals you've done. They're going to be looking for your videos, which cost you nothing to do other than the gas it takes to get to the property. And then you can even walk or bike there, and it's really free. And now you become the expert of your area just from informing people in real time what's now listed in the market. Everyone wants to know what their home's worth in real time, the same way everyone checks their stock portfolio or cryptocurrency account or bank account, probably not much bank account, but daily on, hey, what's the stock doing? What's Bitcoin doing today, right? That's the world we live in. So if you could deliver them real market data in real time and make it fun, you're creating a brand for yourself, but you're also creating an image to give yourself that business because you're the expert. Immediate tips. So those are the top 10. If you don't have a book, let me know. But my immediate tips right now Stop spending money on buyer leads. There are enough buyers in the market right now that you don't have to spend money on buyer leads. You need to figure out how to spend money to generate listings. You need to figure out how to create inventory. You're better off taking that money you're spending on buyer leads and putting that money back into yourself. Hire a personal trainer, hire a coach, go to a seminar. Stop spending money on buyer leads. Buyers are abundant, sellers are not. You're better off trying to take out a developer or a builder and getting them to give you business and buy them a nice dinner, a nice bottle of wine, and let them give you, exclusive listings on their next development they're doing 2 years from now. That money's better spent. Stop relying on lenders and title companies to support you, right? Like, you need to stand on your own feet. And if someone's paying for your business and you have no business, it's just a very lazy approach, right? And you might not want to hear that, but that's the fact of the matter. If you have a long-term partnership or relationship set up, I'm all for sharing in the cost to generate business, right? But again, if someone's paying for your business and you're not paying for it yourself, you're not really invested fully in getting your money out of your investment. So I would highly recommend you really reevaluating your business model. And if it's not working, it's time to adjust and call an audible on that. The next thing is put your money where your mouth is. If you believe in yourself, your brand, and your business, figure out what you need to do and where you need to put your money to get more business. One thing I always talk about is work. Work is very subjective, but results aren't, right? Results are the results. Numbers don't lie. And consistency and momentum are as real as it gets. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build, the more results that come when you least expect it. And then often people stop doing all the little things. I had a call earlier this morning and I emphasized, you work your ass off for 2 weeks. Now you have business. Now you stop doing everything that you did in the past 2 weeks. Now, 2 weeks from now, you're back to having no business because you stopped doing the little things that get you the big things. So focus on the little things every day that cost you nothing or very little money. Do those every day for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and that will project you on a trajectory that is going to have that momentum continue forward for you. Remember, not everything works for everybody. Different markets have different people, different mindsets, right? So what somebody's successfully doing in Texas right now, you can't expect to do that same thing in Manhattan. And what somebody's doing in Manhattan right now, you can't expect the same success to happen in Philadelphia. And you guys get the concept of that. The market changes, people change. Just because I'm successful doing something doesn't mean that you're going to be, and vice versa. So everyone's different. You have to figure out your own unique skill set to succeed. And I've said this all year long, you need to stand out and you need to be a true professional. I'll have Josh tell later on what we consider to be a true professional. He'll share his insight, but be first class. If you're first class, you're immediately going to stand out and win, right? That's the end goal. You're playing this game to win. Winning is succeeding. That's subjective. Winning is getting a paycheck. If you're not closing deals, you're not winning, right? If you haven't given it enough time and respect and effort, you're not winning. We created a fun Facebook group. It's called the Realtors Cookbook Challenge. I highly recommend you guys all joining it. Every day, we're going to start posting fun videos of what we did, what we're doing, some live, some in real time. And people can kind of share not only what their secret is or has been, right? But it's a full accountability model where it's proactive and encouraging. It's a safe place to be yourself, share what's not working, share what you're doing, and maybe another expert can give you some tips on how to take the task in the book and what's worked for them and how they've succeeded. Also, how many times they had to do something before they saw a result from it. So it's a really high-powered, intense, forward-looking group that we believe that accountability is very much so lacking from the real estate industry and mortgage space. So why not get aligned with the right people that work their ass off day in and day out, that have your best interest in mind, that want you to succeed. That way, if I see Gabe does something, Gabe sees Josh does something, and so on and so forth, now you're more motivated to get up and do it, because if they're doing it, you should be doing it. We do have private and group trainings available for the cookbook, as well as speaking seminars. If you're a real estate agent or run a team and want to recruit other agents, we have bulk discounts. We're happy to come, invite other agents and brokerages into your office. Happy to speak, educate them, have a fun little training. Every Thursday, we're doing breakfast, a round table to hang out, talk business, talk real estate, meet, mingle, really good energy. We're putting together cookbooks and cocktails seminars. Come have a drink, on us. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk business. Let's talk how we could do more business together. All my contact information is there. And I put a fun little video on here, which again, it's not going to play, so you guys can watch it later. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys saw some type of value in like getting out there and working your ass off and doing business. I am going to give Josh the floor now. Josh, if you want to just share, what you've seen in the past 30 days, and then also, what you think it takes to be a first-class professional in this business that lacks professionalism, because obviously we deal with that on a daily basis.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. First, before we get into that, if you are a loan officer specifically, I highly recommend that you take advantage of Jeff's offering for the bulk discount. Order them, package them up, take this presentation, put your own spin on it, and go to your local real estate agent offices, hand out the books for free, do a quick little 10-15-minute presentation on exactly what we just talked about. That right there is going to bring so much value. And I guarantee you there's no other loan officer in your area that's going to do that. So if you can get people to give you the time of day, like I said, bring bagels, bring coffee, bring lunch, whatever it is, but that's all it takes. And you will create valuable relationships. You will eventually get business out of it, and you will start to make a name for yourself in that market. So specifically speaking to mortgage professionals, I did it. I bulk ordered it. I'm applying it to my area. I highly recommend it. So,
and Josh, you did that before we were even together, working together.
Yeah, we weren't even working together. Jeff showed me the book, said, "Hey, I'm willing to give you a bulk discount if you're willing to put the work in." I said, "Absolutely." It was a no-brainer to me. And whenever I meet with people and I do this, I ask them, "Has anyone else been doing this?" And 10 times out of 10, everyone says no one else does it. Sure, they come in, they give you a presentation on the difference between a conventional and FHA loan, but guess what? Everyone else is doing that. This right here is a differentiator. You can bring additional value to people. And when you do it out of the kindness of your heart, right? I'm not showing up asking people to pay me for books. I'm bringing books to them, bringing coffee, asking for 10-15 minutes of their time. That goes such a long way. And I'm a proven example of that. So highly recommend. So, and in terms of being a professional, speaking specifically to real estate agents, if you're a real estate agent, maybe in a new market, or maybe you're just a new real estate agent in general, you need to become a professional of your craft. You should know every single thing about every single listing, about every single recently sold property, every single comparable within your area, like the back of your hand. That's what a true professional is. Because if I'm a client, if I'm someone looking to sell my house, I want to work with someone that not only is very personable, right? You have to be a nice person, period. That just goes without saying. But I want to work with someone that actually knows what they're talking about, right? So that's what we mean about being a true professional. Unfortunately, over the past few years, there have been a lot of imposters that have entered our industry, whether it's on the mortgage side, lending side, or on the real estate side, or the real estate agent side, that aren't true professionals, right? They saw an opportunity to make a quick buck. I'm sure they made some money, but they didn't really put in the work. They didn't put in the time. They don't have the experience to be a true trusted advisor to their clients, and it shows. So whenever you can come along and you could be that person, and if you're a nice person, if you have good intentions, if you have integrity, and you generally want to create a connection with your clients, you add in the professional aspect of knowing what you're talking about, you have a client for life, hands down. So Jeff and myself have come across people recently trying to offload deals that don't know what they're talking about. They're not willing to put in the work. They're not a true professional, and it shows right away. You can tell within a 1-minute phone call with that person that they don't really know what they're talking about. They're really just trying to get something off their desk. And guess what? Jeff and myself come in here, we save the day because we are true professionals. We do genuinely care about giving the best client experience to that person. So that's why we look like the good guys. You know what I mean? So so much of our industry has gotten away from that. I've seen it firsthand. I'm sure everyone on this call has seen it firsthand as well. Kudos to everyone on this call, by the way. I think this is our record turnout. As long as I've been joining Zoom at noon, it's our record turnout. That goes to show that you guys are willing to show up, put in at least an hour of your time to want to get better, to want to hear success stories, to want to listen to what Jeff has to say. Because believe me, this isn't just nuanced stuff. Like, this stuff does work. It's been tried, it's been tested. Our industry has gotten away from it. People aren't willing to put in the work, and that's all it takes. It just takes action, right? Everything. I mean, read all 57 ways. These aren't like crazy amount of time spending very expensive activities. You just have to take action on them and they will work. So hope everyone got value out of that. Continue to be a professional, continue to be that trusted advisor. People want to work with people who they know, like, and trust, hands down, right? You don't have to have the best rates if you're a mortgage person, right? You don't have to have all of the products, but if someone knows you, they like you and they trust you because you put in that time to develop that relationship with them, that person is going to want to work with you over anyone else, hands down. So
Gabe, if you want to hop on.